Well, praise the Most High today. Hallelujah, family. It is an absolutely gorgeous day to be alive here in the Carolinas. And I praise the Most High for it. Beautiful day, family. Absolutely gorgeous. Hope everyone else is well today. And that you too are able to get out and enjoy this day. Getting yourself in some fresh air, some sunshine, and Most High willing some exercise. Praise the Most High. I do have a grand idea for today. And it's not going to be popular for everybody, but but it's not up to us to be concerned about the whole. Not everybody. Just who the Most High give us and ourselves. Just like he told me before, you're not for everybody, Robert. I said, praise the Most High. Because, like Paul said, he tried to be all things to everybody, and that's impossible. Even the Most High can't be all things to everybody because they won't let him. They will not let him. Thank the Most High, family, for another opportunity. Praise the Most High. Family, the idea we have today is called the flip side. Oh boy, the flip side. And as we said, it's not going to be popular with everybody because most folks don't want to hear about the flip side. Because they like things as the status quo go. They like things just the way it is because they're on top. But when the Most High told me this, he gave me a picture of like a pancake being flipped and how one side is white and the other side is brown, and it's been on that bottom side too long. So it's time to flip it so that other side can get some heat. Oh boy. So get some heat, some retribution, some payback. Like I say, folks don't really want to hear about this. They hear their pastors not telling them nothing. All they hear is peace, peace, shalom, shalom. Everything's all well. Nothing to see here. As I hear another ox speak on all the time. Nothing to see here. All is well. They're not talking about that this country is in the middle of World War III. In the middle of it. Setting it off. Because they want things to be as status quo go. The norm. They can go and steal, kill, and destroy and feel like it don't come back on them. But there's other nations now that's standing up and saying, no. We're not taking it no more. We got ourselves together while you was living deliciously, as the text says. While you was sitting in the sun chilling, doing your own thing. So praise the Most High, family. And he gave me the story of Esther. And really, since we're talking about the flip side and those that's getting flipped, we're talking about Haman and his crew today. And basically, family, Haman was a king's aide or a king's right-hand man. The king's enemy on the most part, but the ones they say you must watch your enemies, your enemies close, but your friends even closer. That was him. He was selfish. He cared only about himself. And the king had almost had an assassination attempt one day. And Esther's uncle, Mordecai, vouched the assassination. He heard and snitched. He heard and snitched on the fellas planning to kill the king. I guess they felt they could talk around Mordecai, but he was like, nah, I'm gonna tell. So Mordecai went and told some of the officials, and the king was saved. And they put it in the records. They kept records back then of everything. So it was the Most High had a plan brewing already. So fast forward, Haman didn't like the Yahudim, or the Judeans, the Jews. He hated them. And basically, family, what was going on, that's a long-standing war between the Most High's people, Yasharel, and Haman's people. I can't think of their names right now. I have done the study on it and have listened to other people studying it, and they pointed out that their people are lifelong enemies of our people. So yeah, Haman did not like Mordecai, and because Mordecai didn't bow down to Haman. Here we go. All the royal officials at the king's gate knelt down and paid honor to Haman, for the king had commanded this concerning him. But Mordecai would not kneel down or pay him honor. Then the royal officials at the gate asked Mordecai, "Why do you disobey the king's command?" So this is the premises of why Haman hated Mordecai. He wanted him to bow down. He wanted some honor. He wanted some glory for himself. And like I said, he wanted to be king, family. That was in the back of his mind. He wanted to be promoted to king. He was probably trying to figure out a way to assassinate the king too. But anywho, as the story goes on, he started hatching up a plan to get rid of Mordecai. So he said he was going to hang him on a real high scaffolding, what you call it where they hang folks. Yeah, he said he was going to hang him. So he started having the place where you hang him built. I forget the name of it, family. Forgive me. I'm not going to take the time to look it up. We all know what we're talking about. The gallows. He took time to have the gallows built. And then didn't confer with the king at all. He just said, I'm gonna kill him myself. I'm going to make this order for myself and kill him. So the king was up late one night and couldn't sleep. So he started reading over the notes like we do when we get on that computer. And he found where his life was saved by this Mordecai. And he was like, oh boy, did we give this fellow a reward? And this is all in my own words, but it's biblical. I read it a few times. And the people said, no, you didn't do him no good. And a king, family, a real king, will not let you do any kind of thing good for him and he don't repay. So here come the next day, he come to Haman, his ace boom coon, as he thought. And he asked him, what would you do for this fellow that saved the king's life? I don't know if he told him all that, but he gave him a real big do-up. What would you do for this fellow? And Haman said, I put him on the king's horse, put the king's clothing on him, and to give him the king's ring. See where the story is going, family. He wanted the king's position. He wanted that robe. So the story goes on, family, that the king, the next day, if I'm not mistaken, the next morning, he said, well, you go do this for Mordecai. And that joker was hot. He was heated up, family. He did not want to hear that because he thought the king was going to do that to him. And the story goes on, family, that Esther found out the plot that Haman was trying to do to all of our people. They was going to try to kill all of our people that same day, if I'm not mistaken. In all the providences, all around the king's providences, they sent out the word that we was gonna kill all the Yahudim or the Jews at that time. We say Yahudims or Judah or Yehuda. So she said, well, I'm gonna have to tell the king about this, but she couldn't have an audience with the king without being introduced or being called on, without an appointment, basically. And that's what the Most High reminded me of, family. He was like, you have to have an appointment with me to come before my throne. And you know what the appointment maker is, don't you? That praise. Hallelujah. That praise. Hallelujah. But yeah, family, as we continue to read, we see that Esther had the king over and she invited Haman. So Haman thought it was a big deal. Dog, the queen invites me to his house. The king must gonna do something really special for me. Oh boy. And it turns out that she went on and spilled the beans and told him that told the king that Haman was planning on killing her and her people. And the king said, how can he do this or whatever? And the king walked out or something. He was mad. So when he turned back around, the Haman had done approached the queen's bed where she was sitting down, and it touched the bed or something. Was trying to touch the bed or touch her. I don't remember. But then the king came at that exact time and said, "Would you even rape my wife right in front of me, or assault her right in front of me?" In my own words, read the story. It's quite entertaining. But the king, as soon as that happened, here come the guards who put the mask of death on him, which means they're gonna kill him. And one of the guards told the king right then, he said, yeah, that's his plan, because he had already planned on killing Haman. I mean, Mordecai. Haman had already planned on killing Mordecai. He had built the gallows out in front of his house. King ain't know nothing about it, family. You see, stuff like this, the king's supposed to know, because there's proper protocol in these matters. And I guess he thought he would come with the okie doke and tell the king that he did this, that, and the other after a bit. But the king blessed him and put him on his horse and gave him the coat, the robe, and the ring. I guess he said, we better rethink this. Well, he thought when he had that dinner, he was sure not going to be able to get him after that. But the thing is, family, he went back and conferred with his family. And I don't remember at this time if the story goes that they was in cahoots with him or they told him don't mess with him. But anyway, the king ordered them to be killed. The man and his wife, Haman and his family, and gave all the Yahudim, which we know is the word Jews, the power to fight for themselves on that day, and all the providences. So they was given the power to defend themselves and to go after those that was trying to kill them. Praise the Most High. And family, we bring that story up today because that's exactly where we are as a people. All around the world, same song. We have been scattered to the four corners of the world, family. Just as we have been scattered in that captivity. But in this one, family, we're being scattered to the four corners of the world, as the story of the dry bones go. When they asked him if them dry bones could live, and that the dry bones was the whole house of Yasharel. And this is our awakening. That's what the dry bones awakening is. Not no some knee slapping, hooping and hollering, preaching that old pacifying pastor gives on Sunday morning, talking about the knee bone connected to the thigh bone, the thigh bone connected to the hip bone. Then everybody starts shouting and dancing. Just pure craziness. But I remember them old sermons and didn't know what in the world they was preaching about. But we free, family. Them 400 years have been served, time served. Now it's time to flip that flapjack. Oh boy, praise the Most High. It's time to flip the flapjack. The flip side. Just like with Haman and his cronies all around the king's providence, what they planned on them was flip. And see, the text says that the Most High is famous, in my own words, for setting people up in their own traps that he has for his people. He said he'll set them up and have them fall in their own ditch, in their own pit. Praise the Most High. And that's what's happening right now as we speak. And let's read a couple of notes. We're going to let it be our time, basically, family. The flip side is, family, the reverse and usually the less popular side of things. As in the case of a phonographic record or record, it's a reverse or opposite side, aspect, or result. Praise the highest. We are about to experience the flip side of things from now on out. This is what the Most High told me. Everything we have been waiting for, that is for us that are kingdom-minded, we no longer care for this present world system. We want to see the kingdom of Yahuwah come on this earth fully. So we are busy doing the kingdom's work, patiently following our Adonai wherever. Pardon me, family. Patiently following our Adonai wherever, whenever, and however he leads. Now he's saying the payoff has come and the flip side is being revealed. The flip side is the unpopular side of a matter or to the status quo. Oh boy. Like we started off saying. So be encouraged, Yasharel, and those that have joined yourselves to us. The stranger, praise the highest. Praise the highest. Because we have seen our time served. And we have seen the end of this world system. This world's power structure. The beast system. And as I heard one ox saying, that all that's left now is the revealing of the anti-Mashiach. The physical anti-Mashiach. Because we know that the Antichrist has been going on since Mashiach or Christ. It's been a system. But now we're going to see the head, the representative of the system, and then we out. Praise the Most High today. But I say thank the Most High for the flip side, family. And I pray we got this idea over like we should have. And all we need to do is recount this story here in Esther. Looks like 3. That's where Haman started getting That's where Haman got heated. It was like, no, he needs to bow down. I'm the man. I'm the king's man today. Tomorrow I will be the king. Oh boy, he had high aspirations, family. But praise the Most High, family. That's gonna be our time. I would highly recommend us to read over that Esther and do a little comparison to where we are as a people and where our ancestors were at that time. as a people and the horrible, horrible situation they was in. See, this one evil man, which all of them were evil now. It's no doubt about that. All of them had the same intent in their hearts as our open enemy today. They all feel the same way about us today as they did back then. Kill them. We got the power to kill them on this such and such a day. But see, the king reversed it. Oh boy. The king reversed it, family, and gave them the power to defend themselves. And not only to defend, but to go after those that had set into motion that mass, what they call that, when you try to kill off a whole group of people. We'll put it in the text, most I willing. Try to extinct them. But the Most High said, no, 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 no. It's not going to happen. Praise the Father, family. Y'all stay up today and keep pushing forward in the right direction with your Elohim, Yahuwah, through his son, Yahushua HaMashiach. Shalom.